Hi, I'm Dana Slamp, and I am so excited to share with you some simple yoga for self-back care, for moving a little bit, breathing a little bit, and maybe even introducing some strength and some steadiness into your back and the muscles that support your back. I'd love to give you a few guidelines. Of course, these are general, we're on video, but they've served me well with my clients, especially when I'm working alongside them and their doctors. So the first guideline is you gotta move, right? That's why you're here, you've gotta move. If moving is causing a pain response, okay, move slowly. Move slowly when you're beginning, even on your good days. Because when you move slowly, you're giving yourself an opportunity to have a relationship with your body and to hear what your body's telling you. And just like in any relationship, when you have that moment of listening, you can have a better chance of not being in a reaction that is stressful, okay? The second rule, though, around movement is that you gotta move progressively. You may have heard of the term progressive load. This is a training tool. It's really good exercise science. It's a way of getting stronger without injuring yourself, adding a little weight every time you work out. Well, when we practice yoga, we're also doing weightlifting too, right? We're lifting our body weight. Your yoga teachers are teaching you progressively so that you're lifting a little more body weight every time instead of overdoing it and causing a painful or stress response in your muscles. But I would love it if you think about yoga as well as progressive stretch. No matter how good the stretch feels, move slowly enough that you can keep getting that information from your body and you're not overdoing it on your first day, but you're moving slowly and progressively. The second rule of thumb is that you gotta breathe. You gotta breathe. If you're holding your breath, that's your body in a stress response, a sympathetic nervous system response. And other than the breath holding, you might see other stressful patterns. You know, I'm doing it right here, right? I'm aping it, I'm lifting up my shoulders. That's a common stress response. It's one of mine. Some people feel it in the jaw. Sometimes you'll even see people's eyes popping out. These are all stress responses. And by breathing, by exhaling and getting the breath to move down into your belly, you're introducing more calm, and that will help take strain and stress out of the body. The next great guideline is to remember that everything's connected. Everything's connected in your body too. So in these series, we look at your hamstrings when we're talking about the low back, right? Because that could tug on your back. And when we're talking about the upper back, we look at your chest for sure. Because in the body, everything's connected and connecting to one another and affecting one another. In your life, too, everything's connected. We're not just body in one little bowl and mind in another bowl. In fact, the body is the mind and the mind is the body. So how are you managing your stress? Do you have enough time to downregulate? And what about getting enough water, getting enough electrolytes? How you eat and how much water you intake, that can affect your back as well. Now, another thing I would love for you to think about as we move forward and you're feeling better is that strength work is support work. This is a big yoga principle, or at least an interpretation of a very old yoga principle from the Yoga Sutras. The Sanskrit is Sthira Sukham Asanam, which means that the asana, these postures we do, should be comfortable and steady. Steady and comfortable. And that steadiness comes from strength work. Even if the strength work isn't comfortable in that moment, we're hoping to give you more support and steadiness as time goes on. The last is a little note that comes from one of my teachers, Dr. Lauren Fishman. He's a doctor and he can get more specific about back care. And when he has a client that has stenosis, he advises that if you have stenosis, you avoid deep back bends. And if you have a herniation, especially if you have a flare-up, you avoid deep forward folds. Consider it, consult with your doctor, and I can't wait to see you on the mat or on the chair as we start progressively moving and strengthening our back. Namaste.